Malaysia wants to grow their economy to bring them closer to one of their goals, becoming the fifth Asian tiger. They are using Kuala Lumpur to make sure this happens. In a 9 billion mega project, they want to start reshaping Malaysia starting with Kuala Lumpur. What are they going to reshape? And how will this give a boost to the Malaysian economy? We have all the answers for you in this video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another video from our channel. I hope you guys are doing extremely well. In this video, we will be talking about Kuala Lumpur's 9 billion mega project that is going to reshape Malaysia. We will be covering every aspect of the big rebuild, so if you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now without any further ado, let's hop right into the video. The start of Kuala Lumpur. In 1972, the city of Kuala Lumpur was given the status of a municipality, and 2 years later, in 1974, this entity and nearby areas of the state of Selangor that surrounded it were elevated to the status of federal territory. The architecture of the city is a mix of modern and traditional styles. Some of these include glass and concrete skyscrapers, elegant mosques, Chinese shophouses, family-operated shops with the business on the ground floor and the family's living space upstairs, squatters' huts, and Malay stilt kampungs. New tourist attraction for Kuala Lumpur. Malaysia plans to construct the world's second tallest structure, which will be known as Merdeka 118 Tower, and the world's second highest skyscraper, which is expected to be finished by the middle of 2023. Merdeka 118, which will be a major tourist attraction due to its location in one of the most culturally significant sites in Malaysia, will include a multi-story observatory in addition to floors that will be occupied by a hotel, retail, office, and residential occupiers. Its completion, which is expected to take place later this year, will usher in a new era for the city and redefine the downtown area. The groundbreaking ceremony took place 6 years ago. What do you think? Will this building be the main tourist attraction in Kuala Lumpur? What benefits will rebuilding Kuala Lumpur have? We see new buildings and new industries that create great economic advancement and progress, modernizing its economy and becoming an important trade and investment hub. Malaysia had one of the fastest growing economies in the world in the 1980s and 90s, and although that has slowed, it still has big ambitions for growth. Its goals is to become a high-income nation and a fully developed country by 2025, 5 years earlier than previously planned. One way the government plans to do this is by transforming Kuala Lumpur into one of the world's most impressive city centers with the most beautiful buildings. The city now has some seriously large developments underway that will help the city meet these goals. They are working very hard to accomplish this on one massive building site. TRX, the financial center of Kuala Lumpur. The exchange TRX, also known as the Lifestyle Quarter and comparable with Wall Street in New York, is one of the city's busiest epicenters, taking up a large portion of it. The exchange TRX is a part of the Tunnel Zac Exchange, a joint venture between Lendlease and master developer TRX City, which is completely owned by the Malaysian Ministry of Finance. This massive 70-acre development area is set to become Kuala Lumpur's new central business district all on its own. Think of it as a city within a city. There's a lot going on. At some places, more than 30 buildings are being constructed at the same time here, with a combined floor area of over 2.2 million square meters that'll give TRX an estimated gross value of 40 billion Malaysian ringgits, or $9 billion US dollars. It will be decently packed with luxury residences and retail leisure facilities. Also, there will be cultural centers, and nearly a quarter of the new land will be green space. The project takes its name not from exercise equipment, but from Malaysia's second Prime Minister, Tun Abdul Razak Hussein, and its location next to Jalan Tun Razak. The 70-acre complex includes 6 residential towers, an office building, a retail mall, a hotel, and a 10-acre park. Most major cities would struggle to find space in their centers for a park that size, which is why planners decided to put it on the roof with lush greenery that cascades downwards, spreading into other public spaces around the quarter. TRX estimates that it will save a massive 500 million liters of water per year compared to a typical development of this size. A lot of construction materials used were recycled or sourced locally, and many surfaces have been treated in a special way so less heat from the sun gets into buildings, which means less energy is needed cooling them down. Today the site is buzzing with high-rise activity, but it's been like this for years already. Exchange 106 Tower. One very noticeable feature has been finished for a while, and it's called the Exchange 106, and this tower is 446 meters tall, which makes it a little bit shorter than the nearby Petronas Towers. It was one of the first buildings to open in 2019 and features a 48-meter glass crown sitting above 95 stories of office space and a retail podium. Because of its column-free floor plates, the project took only 3 years, which is unusual for a building of this size, with China State Construction Engineering handling the belt. The building provides some of the largest space in Malaysia, as well as unusually flexible layouts and open-plan interiors. Having all of this stuff in one place wouldn't really work unless there were good transportation links. In addition to being easily accessible by car and bus, there are 6 major roads and highways that connect to it. TRX is also well connected by rail. Everything on the site is within 5 minutes walk of Kuala Lumpur's largest and deepest mass transit station, as well as the only interchange on the entire network, despite the fact that there is still much work to be done before the entire project is completed over the next decade. The heaviest lifts on the project required all surrounding roads to be closed and had to take place at night. It all appears to be coming together nicely, but that wasn't always the case. Back in 2015, TRX was embroiled in a major scandal that nearly brought construction to a halt. They found out that multiple wealth companies embezzled around $4.5 billion in total. The news sparked outrage across the country, and former Prime Minister Najib Razak was jailed for 12 years. Instead of abandoning the project with a huge compensation bill for the companies working on it and leaving unfinished skyscrapers in the middle of the city, the government came up with the missing cash, allowing TRX to resume construction. What do you think the government should have done? End the project or continue like they did now? How far is the project at the moment? 99% of the major infrastructure has already been completed. New roads have been built, existing roads have been upgraded, and pedestrian links have been added in and around the development. This includes a new bridge that had to be built over one of those highways to connect the main district with the urban quarter, where many of the residences are located. A crawler crane was used to lift 4 trusses that were 66 meters long, weighing more than 200 tons into place. Can you imagine what it would look like? These projects are just a few examples of how important construction is to the growth of developing nations. It can be a huge catalyst for change, and for Malaysia, it may be just what it needs to begin its long-awaited new chapter. 30 years ago, it was on track to become the 5th so-called Asian tiger, joining Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan as a high-growth developed East Asian economy. There's more construction going on in one location than you'd expect in a city, but this isn't the only place in Kuala Lumpur where massive new development is taking shape. To the northwest of the city center is another massive hotbed of construction. Kuala Lumpur Metropolis, like the Tun Razak Exchange, is a mix of used areas and new development of just over 70 acres that has been built in stages over 2 decades. But this site will be a new hub for international trade. It's divided into 9 huge parcels that include high-rise office towers, residences, and retail space. And like the TRX, a super tall skyscraper is planned to be built. The 100-story building of NASA's signature tower, rising over 400 meters, will be built on the same plot as a 5-star hotel mall and luxury condos, but it will not be the focal point. That honor will go to the International Trade and Exhibition Center, which has been there since 2017. The idea is that once all of the buildings surrounding it are completed, Kuala Lumpur can position itself as one of the world's most appealing destinations for conferences and other large events. This could be even better news for the capital of a country whose economy is planned to grow. And that's it for today, guys. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please click on the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you have any questions or comments, please share them with us in the comments space below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos. You can also check out our other videos that have been specially selected for you. We'll catch up in the next video.